Morning, Raptor Fix Lexiats here with a preview for the game today against Charlotte Hornets here in Toronto. This is going to be the first of two games against the Hornets here in Toronto this week, tonight and Thursday. And we are very much thinking about going to the game on Thursday. So if anybody's interested in going to the game with me on Thursday, I figured something out about where we can all sit, but it is going to be about $100 each to be able to go to the game. Now, this is where I'm talking about, y'all. I'm thinking about, there's a bunch of seats up in the sports gondola, up on the 600 level. This is where they have the press, where they sit way up high. And they have a box that has got a ton of tickets in it. So we can go as many people. It's just whoever wants to meet me around 4:30 on Thursday before the game at the statues in Jurassic Park, the columns, and we'll go in and we'll get these tickets. There's food provided with those tickets in particular. I've never sat up there before. I know that that's probably an interesting angle to watch it from, but it would be about $108 each. So if you're interested in going the game with me, that's how it would go. Is like I already have Gerald Knock of the Nacho is coming, and Adriana's going to come with me too. So anybody who wants to join us, you're welcome to come and join us. Let us know in the comments, and we'll get this together. You just got to come down there, show up, and we'll get all the tickets. And apparently, you get food from these seats. You have your own bathroom. There's all kinds of really weird perks of sitting in the gondola, apparently. So anybody who's interested, let me know. Mike's here. Salute Real Ones, Project Truth always. Yes, Mike. Yes. I don't know if you're interested in coming, Mike. But yeah, Tom Duke saying, good morning, game day. Hope the boys are all relaxed and ready to go. Yeah, I hope so too. They have good vibes around them in ways, even though people think they don't. They actually do have a lot of good vibes going on around them right now. And I'm very happy about it. Randolph Phillips is here. Game day blessings to our beloved Raptors freaks with most informative gang. Let's get another win. Thank you, Randolph Phillips. That'd be fun to see you come down there and hang out with us for the game Thursday. So the first one's today. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Playing them today. Let me look at their injuries real quick. It's the same as what I kind of talked about yesterday. Gordon Hayward is still out. He's doubtful for the game today. And Kelly Oubre is definitely out. He needs surgery on a torn ligament in his left hand, and he will be out at least until February. So, yeah, that's their injuries. They don't have Hayward and Oubre. Oubre is actually a big loss for them because, he is kind of one of their vets, and he's an all-purpose kind of guy. He's really good on defense, and he does get a lot of good stuff on offense too. So them not having Oubre is a hurt. So they have on their team LaMelo, Scary Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, who fought Champagny last year, Mason Plumlee, Dennis Smith, Cody Martin, Jalen McDaniels, Thor, that guy Thor, who's a really interesting player, big guy. Mark Williams, Theo Maladin, Bryce McGowans, Kai Jones, Nick Richards, James Bouknight. But still no Bridges. Bridges is not welcome back yet, even though there was some ambiguity about whether he would be brought back to the team after his charges. A lot of people made a stink, and Miles Bridges has not come back to the team with the Charlotte Hornets this season, even though he could probably if they look the other way. But they're not, so that's good. It's really LaMelo, Scary Terry. There's a couple of role players that could be problems, but this team is not overall that good talent-wise. And hopefully we just kick their ass. I mean, we should kick their ass. On our side of the ball, there's just one name on the injury list. It's Otto Porter Jr., and it is his toe still. Yes, we know that's his toe. I might go pretty quick on this preview today, guys, just because I have to go do something pretty soon. And I'm going to run through things pretty quickly. Cowboys saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks game day. Let's go. Let's go, Bradley. If y'all have any needs around your house, painting, window cleaning, carpet cleaning, move some big item of furniture that you can't move because it's really annoying. Tada is in the phone book. They can come and help you out with these issues. They will come and help you in the Toronto area. That's right. They're in the phone book. Tada. TADA. That's right. All right, let's do the refs. Let's just get right into this. I mean, well, you know what? Let me do one more thing before this. The 905 had a game yesterday. Let's do a reaction to their game. The Raptors 905 were playing the Capital City GOGO, who were undefeated when they came to Mississauga last night. 5-0 were the Capital City GOGO, and the Raptors 905 were 1-3, and they were, they've had a hard time starting out this part of the season. Eric Curry had been in a leave of absence. It wasn't really clear. They didn't really say why he was gone. It was a personal reason, but he was back last night. That was really good to see. Eric Curry is still with the team, because for a week or so there, I thought he had lost his job and nobody had just said anything. But he was there, and he was in the press interview saying some good things that may have restored my confidence in him as a coach, and that is good. So, yeah, Eric Curry was back on the sidelines, and he helped lead the 905 to a victory last night, a 122 to 119 victory, a 3-point victory. They were winning most of the game, the 905. It was kind of a little bit of back and forth, but for most of the game, they were up on top. In fact, in the second quarter, at one point, they had a 61 to 39 lead. They had a really good sized lead at one point, 63-39. But they let that shrink, and then it was kind of going back and forth for the whole second half. My 3 stars of the game for the Raptors 905, number 1 star is Delano Banton, 29 points, 10 of 21 shooting, 3 3-pointers, 4 of 5 from the line, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, only 2 turnovers, a -5 for the game. Delano was the leader of the team. The second star for me is Reggie Perry. He came off the bench. He did not actually start last night. He was 7 of 14 from the field. I love that 50% shooting. 4 of 4 from free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. He was a +5 with 21 points off the bench. Reggie Perry, good stuff. And then my third star is the new guy, Joe Weiskamp, coming in and making his Raptors debut on the 905, playing 38 minutes. 6 of 9 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. He did look real good with the 3-point shooting, guys. 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, -5, but at 19 points for Joe. And I want to say this about Joe Weiskamp last night. Eric Curry said something after the game where he understands this may be a one and done with him. He doesn't expect to get him for much longer, so he doesn't think he's going to be playing on 905 very much. That really this was an orientation kind of stint of a game for them. It's very interesting. And he really liked having him on the team. He said he is like a really good weapon and a great 3-point shooter. So this is Eric Curry talking about our new player, Joe Weiskamp. Other players of note in this game, Ron Harper Jr. had a pretty good game, 17 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. He really is just an active guy. And more and more I see Ron on the 905 recently. I'm seeing more and more how complete his game is, as far as like getting the steals, getting the blocks, and then also doing stuff. He does stuff kind of like Scottie does in some ways. He does a lot of low post bullying, and it's very interesting to see him. He's a little bit shorter, and he might not be able to do it on the main NBA, but he can do it in the G League. And it's very interesting to see Ron kind of throw his weight around down low and make baskets that way. Other guys to talk about, Saben Lee was actually a really good point guard last night. I gained more respect for Saben Lee in the game last night. I thought he was too much of a shoot first point guard, but last night he was being a distributor. 8 assists, 5 steals, 12 points, 4 of 12 shooting, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line. Saben Lee, not a bad game, and you earned some respect with me. Off the bench, Jeff Doughton Jr. played. He didn't get to start. He was 5 of 11, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 13 points for Jeff Doughton Jr. last night. But that was off the bench once again. So, yeah, pretty interesting, good game. Now, there are some things that I'm noticing from the 905 game that I didn't like. And it's people are freezing each other out. And I know it's because of competition to get to the main roster and do things. I think because Jeff has been with the main roster and Delano has been on the low, on the 905, they're not passing it to each other. And I don't like that. And in fact, they were kind of freezing Joe out last night to a degree also. Like the new kid shows up and they were like, it's like, we don't want to pass it to him. So Joe found those points just in the natural flow of the game, and not necessarily like I don't know what it is. Sometimes I see Delano dribbling the ball and he's got a double team coming at him and he should have passed it out, and there's an open Joe Weiskamp or there's an open Jeff Doughton somewhere, and Delano's not passing it. He's trying to force it himself and play one-on-one more on himself and just do it himself. I don't like that. You guys got to get more passing and build it from there too, like just like we need to on the main roster. And you guys can't have selfishness. You can't be acting, you can't be doing this kind of stuff, Delano. You got to share the ball and can't be a ball hog just because you may be in competition a little bit with people like Jeff Doughton Jr. and Joe Weiskamp. So, yeah, I didn't like seeing that. And I could tell that was happening last night in the 905 game. But thankfully, it didn't matter the outcome. They still kicked some ass and won. And that's the most important thing. They did beat Capital City and took away their perfect record this season so far. They're going to play them again today. So they are playing very much right away again today at the same time we're playing Charlotte. In fact, let me do their ref crew first. The G League game will be refereed by Cheryl Flores. We've seen her recently on the main roster refereeing her first game ever for the Raptors. She is from LA. She is in her first season as a ref, but in G League, she's refed a little bit. Her favorite TV show is Game of Thrones. She likes the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Her favorite meal is cherry pie. She'd like to learn how to play piano. She'd most like to visit outer space. Cheryl Flores is the crew chief for the Raptors 905 game today. And the other refs are Julian Scott and Kaz Beverly. That's your refs crew for Mississauga's game against Capital City GOGO. And then the main roster Raptors in the Scotiabank Arena against Charlotte Hornets. We've got Pat Frayer as our lead official. He is from Minnesota. He is in his 23rd season as a NBA ref. His favorite TV show is also Game of Thrones. Favorite movie is Caddyshack. I'm all right. Don't have to worry about me. I love that movie. He's the guy who likes Billy Joel. Sing me a song, your piano man. Yeah, his favorite book is Be a Man. He likes to eat barbecue. So we need some barbecue for Pat Frayer. I don't care what it is. You can barbecue whatever. His favorite app is the NBA, of course. He must like to visit Italy. I don't understand. You should go visit Italy. It's not that hard, Pat Frayer. His hidden talent is sleeping anywhere. That's right. We talked about him being able to sleep wherever he is. And Pat Frayer is a friendly ref to the Raptors usually. We've lost a few games when he's ref this year so far. But right now our record is 48% winning when Pat Frayer's involved. And the Hornets are 41% winning when Pat Frayer is involved. So we have a little bit of a statistical advantage there. But once again, Pat Frayer is a veteran ref who's right around Tony Brothers, Ed Malloy, Rodney Mott kind of winning for us. So, yeah, that is what it is. The second ref for us tonight is Kevin Cutler. Kevin Cutler is, of course, that really big, huge ref from L.A., 14th season that threw Freddie out after the half. That one game, he's the one who threw Freddie out of the game. Just real quick, when we had the whole half to play. His favorite TV show is Homicide: Life on the Street. His favorite musician is Luther Vandross, and his favorite meal is chicken. So maybe we just make it barbecue chicken, and we can get Pat Frayer and Kevin Cutler together. Barbecue chicken for the two gentlemen there. And then Cheryl Flores wants cherry pie. So, yeah, and his hidden talent is playing the trumpet. So Kevin Cutler, the big man, is our second ref. And we have the best record under him out of all three refs. 52% of our games we win when Kevin Cutler's present. We did lose the last game that he refed. And the Hornets win 38% of the time when Kevin Cutler's around. So 52 to 38 is the split on Kevin Cutler with the teams. The third ref for the Raptors game at Scotiabank is a rookie ref that has no record with us. It may be the very first refereeing job they have to do on the Raptors on the main roster. He has ref 905 games. I have seen him, Tyler Merkovich. But there's no information on Tyler. He's very, very much a fresh ref, and I don't know if he's ever actually refereed a Raptors game proper. So those are your three refs for tonight. Pat Frayer, Kevin Cutler, and Tyler Merkovich, who's a rookie. And 905, Cheryl Flores, Julian Scott, Kaz Beverly. There's your ref report for today. Tom Duke, I hope you get the food ready for these referees for tonight. Yeah. All right, Isaac Campbell's here. W for those able to go to the game. Yes, W to the people that are going to the game today. And hopefully some of y'all will come to the game with me on Thursday. We'll figure it out. Send me some messages. Shoot me some messages. See if there's anybody interested in paying. I know it's a little steep and it's a little crazy, but all the prices are crazy in that building. And I will tell you that these tickets are not resale tickets. These would be tickets getting them straight from the Toronto Raptors organization and ticket booth. So there's no uptick on the price just because somebody's trying to make a profit. This is how much they are. And I know there's a ton of tickets there. The reason why I like this idea is there's like 20 tickets available right now. So I'm not worried about us we get as many people as we want. We can all sit together. And because it's a press box, it's like a skybox, except it's bigger. And it's kind of like we'd have our own little party room. But it is, like I said, around 100 to 110 bucks each. I think it was 108 with all the taxes and fees on top of it. But once again, it comes with a food with the ticket price. And also you have your own bathroom in the skybox. So it's not like you got to run downstairs and deal with everybody else in the building. I'm very intrigued to find out what that angle is like from up there. Plus, I'm a little afraid of heights, so I'm a little wary of going up there and watching it from the very highest place that you can watch the game from in the building. You know, we'll be up there with the organ player. Maybe we will be louder because we can yell down from the heavens above. Ah! I don't know. I've never sat up there. That would be kind of the fun part of it too, is sitting up there for the first time. All right, let's see what else y'all are saying. Tom Duke's saying smoking Joe Weiskamp rebounds and has a beautiful shot. Gotta like him. Yeah, he had an interview after the game, and I liked hearing what he had to say. He said they had brought me here for my three-point shooting, and he very much knows that we're in trouble and we need his help in this area. He's also said secondary, I'm here for my rebounding and my defensive energy, that he likes to go out and there and get after it. He may not be the most athletically talented guy, but the effort, the energy is there on the defensive end. He's all over the place and he's going after stuff, and he does like to rebound. He really does mix it up to try and get down there and get in the rebounds and stuff. So I really like what I saw from Joe in the 905 game last night. And like Eric Curry said, he thinks he's one and done. He says he's going to see him, yesterday, and that's it. He doesn't expect, he's not going to have him on his roster tonight. I think Joe Weiskamp will be at Scotiabank, sitting in a Raptors uniform and not in Mississauga for their game tonight. So yeah, we'll see what happens with him. I love it. Tom says he's got a beautiful shot. He really likes him. All right, I like that. Logical Raptors Fanatics saying 905 and Big Club use the same stuff, so it's good for Joe to get a taste without taking away from the Big Club. Yeah, it's good in all kinds of ways. He's learning the playbook a lot better that way. And he really hit the books hard as soon as he got here. Like that Saturday, he was already studying and stuff, went through a practice with them, with the main roster Raptors. And then he was there available for the Sunday game against Portland. So he's seeing everything in games, how we're doing things. Then he goes to Mississauga the next day. In fact, it was funny how he described it. He's like, they came to me and said, there's another team. Do you want to go and play on them? And I said, sure. And then I went somewhere, and then all of a sudden I was in Mississauga. It's kind of how he described the whole thing. He's like, and when I played for this team, and it's the same system apparently. So I like learning this way and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what he said. He said, he said, do you want to play for another team of the Raptors? And I said, sure. So weird. Tom Duke saying they were up 24 at one point. Yeah, they had a really good lead. They were kicking some major butt, but they let them kind of come back and get back involved in the game. Capital City very much being a threat till the end of the game, but they made big plays and made it happen. And Delano was a big part of it. But don't be selfish, Delano. You got to be a team player and keep that ball going around everywhere to everybody. That's what I'm saying. Cowboys saying, I'm so tired of hearing Gary trades. I think it would be a huge mistake. He's only 23. That's 4 years older than my oldest son, and he's still a young pup. And if we do trade him, we better get a first-round pick. Yeah, I mean, they're hot and heavy. And Mark Stein came out with a report yesterday that it's undeniable that Gary Trent Jr. is available right now in the trade market. And that's just true. We knew this all along. It's not that that was a report that's disheartening or a surprise. It's like we knew this from the beginning of the season, that because of his contract and where it's at, that he is undeniably available on the trade market right now. We knew this already. There's no nothing. But Jordan Bolton, reacting to this on Twitter, comes out and says, send my Relly home. He's like posting, he wants him to get traded to a State's team, which is kind of annoying. Jordan, you shouldn't do that. You pissed off a lot of Raptor fans. Let's just put it that way. And they did start coming at you and saying, like, no, he's home already in the 416. What are you talking about, Jordan? But yeah, Jordan, I don't like hearing you say that in reaction to Mark Stein's report yesterday, King Bolton. So please, if you're going to tweet, just don't even tweet that. There's no reason to put that out there, even if you're secretly feeling that inside, because you're going to get the Raptors fans after you. And that is kind of what happened after that. The one thing about the Mark Stein report that I do want to say that's really important to note about it is that he says in it also, undeniably, Trent is available, but it looks like none of the other Raptors really are. And that is what I'll take from that report as a very positive thing. Is he's saying he doesn't think OG, Pascal, Fred, whoever else is available in the trade market right now. And that's his pulse on how things are looking right now in the trade market. So there you go. There was some good news in that Stein report besides the ugly news that Gary is available. Well, he's saying nobody else is. So I'll take it. Thank you, Mark Stein, for saying that and saying something we already knew, but also affirming that it doesn't look like we're selling anybody else. So that's good. That's a good sign. I liked it. Jimmy Pope saying, morning, Raptor Freaks. Let's get one more. Jimmy, let's go to the game on Thursday. If you can come by, you want to go to the game with me? I was talking about it. The gondola is $100 and you get food and we'll have like our own skybox. So if you want to come to the game, meet me on Thursday at the Columns in Jurassic Park at around 4:30, and we'll go inside and we'll all sit together and get loud. It looks like we got a crew of like Naco the Nacho, Adriana, Evelyn, hopefully he's coming, Peter and David Saborin. If you watch this, you let me know if this is okay with you. I know that price is probably too high for you guys. You're like, I don't want to pay that much to sit all the way up there. And that's right. The problem is that David has to sit close because of his eyesight. So maybe this won't work, this plan. But yeah, this is what I'm seeing is like the best opportunity for all of us to sit together and be in one place is up there. Now, the one thing I will say, David, though, is the big screen is right there. So I know you won't be looking at the game. You can just watch it on TV at home, but you'll be able to see everything because the screen is really big right in front. All right, let's keep going. Tom Duke's got the 905 ref is getting the pie. And then he's got it looks like a crawdaddy, but it's probably a lobster, a steak. Why are you giving them lobster and steak? They did not ask for that. They just want barbecue chicken. You don't give them the expensive items, Tom. Like they may not deserve it. Kevin Cutler, especially. Pat Frere has not been totally nice to us this year. We'll give them the chicken, but don't give them. You're giving the steak and lobster to the third ref, the rookie? Okay, give it to Merkovich, I guess. All right, that works. Mike saying, not gonna lie, Banton isn't 100% locked in yet. I know he's Canadian, but if he can't show what the front office wants, he could be let go. Banton needs to continue to make progress to stay on the team for the run coming. Yeah, that's what he said in his interview too. I think he's had a reality check since Justin has departed. And now it's like serious. This isn't all just fun and games. Like, ooh, we're on the Raptors. This is fun. We get to wear the warm up, the red warm ups, and goof around. Yeah, he was very much more serious in his interview after the game last night. And he is understanding this is a business. And he's got to continue to get better or he will not survive. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Mike. And I think Delano is hearing it too. The rookie gets chicken too? Okay, well, however you want to do it, Tom. I just want to know who's going to get that steak and lobster you got there. I mean, you got 2 plates of chicken. So who's going to get the steak and lobster? Fun guy saying, don't think they'll let go of Banton because he's got no trade value and they're just not going to waive him because he was Canadian drafted. I can see what Fun Guy's right with this too. I think he's good. I think he's talented and he will make it and he'll be fine. He's going to get a contract. I think he will. Seriously. It won't be a huge contract, but it will be a contract to stick around the team because he does really have some good value. He is such a good bring the ball up the court kind of guy, and because of his height, he has a really good court vision. And there's a couple of different things he's doing really well right now that will keep him in the league. So I think he'll be successful and stick around. I think Fun Guy's right, but he does know that he does have a basketball mortality and that he does need to keep ahead of it, or it will be very young. And that he doesn't want to be young when his basketball mortality happens. So yeah, he wants to be 10-year, 5-year to 10-year vet at least, if not more, like 7-year, 8-year, 10-year vet. And he's got to work to get that. But I have faith in him. I think he'll be all right. G saying, did you see Bolton's tweet? He may be trolling Jordan Bolton. Yeah, I did see it. I was talking about it a little bit, G. No, I think he's serious. I think it's a weird thing with him. Like I don't think he's actually come to Toronto to see Gary play here. He talked about it a lot last season. Like he wants to come up, but I don't know. Maybe he just hasn't come up here. Maybe it'd be just easier for him if he's in the States for him to watch him. I don't know if he meant he wants him to come to the Timberwolves specifically because that's the home team, the home team in Minnesota for where Jordan is. He's like, come home, really. I don't know what he meant exactly by that, but a lot of Raptor fans wanted him to clarify. They really did. All right, Boston Sports is here. Let's see how Boston Sports is doing, checking in with us this morning. Hiya, freaks. Do you think you might go to the Celtics versus Raptors game on the 21st? Honestly, since it's a Saturday game, I would have loved taking a road trip to Toronto, but I got to get a passport. Yeah, you got to have a passport to jump the border at this point. Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun, man, for you, for sure. I don't know if I'll go to that game in particular. I'm going to probably go to the next Charlotte game on Thursday, but that's really, pricing and stuff. That game will be overpriced, the one for the Celtics, because, they're a top team in the league and people want to see them. And so sometimes I get priced out, and I like to go to the kind of the shitty games. Sometimes they're good games to go to because you can get really loud and help the team in situations where they're in a rough spot. So that's kind of what I'm doing this time. I don't know. There's a possibility I could go to that Boston game, but it's probably not likely since I'm going to try and go to the game on Thursday. And I only try to go once a month. But, maybe you got to get your passport figured out so you can maybe come to the Boston-Toronto game next year or something like that, Boston Sports. Well, thanks for checking in with us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that game coming up. It's coming up soon, 21st. Play Celtics again for the second time this season. And then we won't play them again until the last week of the season. So yeah, these Celtics games are getting spread out. And now look, Kevin Durant gets hurt for a month, and we've played all of our games against the Nets. See, that's how much luck is involved in your season. You get scheduled all your Nets games before Kevin Durant has a month-long injury. That sucks. That's just how it goes sometimes. Tom Duke said, did you catch that news during the 905 game explaining Eric Curry's recent absence? His daughter was in sick, kids. Prayers to everybody's health, especially children. I did not, because I didn't listen to the audio of the game. I was just watching it. I didn't listen to commentators. Well, thanks for explaining that, Tom, and filling in the blanks. Well, I hate to hear that, and I'm glad. Hopefully everything's worked out. It's just they didn't really explain it at any point in time until last night. And thank you, Tom, I didn't catch that. Partly because I was working on other stuff, and I think I was listening to something else, but watching the 905. I wasn't listening to Matt Cullen and his broadcast partner. I was doing other things, so I didn't catch that. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, well, now it's been explained, and I hate that that's the reason, but hopefully everything's going to get better and be better all around. Logical saying the money is tight without trading a starter. Banton needs a new contract. I think he gets something, but it's interesting what's going to happen. Champagne got the axe for next year's money, bottom line. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, where are you going to be more valuable? Or it's like, do we need to free up that money for the future? And that's really that's the thing with people like Delano and Justin Champagne. G saying, I don't want to trade Gary. The issue is he is an unrestricted free agent coming up, and he may walk for nothing. I would hope they would at least do a sign and trade, if not a trade. I like him on this team, though. Yeah, I really do, too. And I just, I'm with you guys. I don't want to lose him. I feel like he's been so valuable this year that we don't understand just how valuable he is to our team in some ways. There's not just the three-point shooting. There's also the really good steals, and the way he works with Fred right now is really good. A lot of guys have worked well with Fred in that backcourt, like Kyle, Norman Powell. Well, Gary is another one, and I don't want to mess up that defensive chemistry in our backcourt in some ways. Not to mention all the great 3-point shooting and ways he manufactures a shot at any given time. So yeah, Monique is here. Raptors super fan Monique Lawrence. Good morning, everyone. Play the bench even more. It's the Hornets. That is such a great logical, kind of game plan for today. Here's a key to the victory, Nick. Play your bench today and eat up some minutes against a lesser team, a team that isn't as well established or running as well. In fact, they've lost like 5 of their last 6 games. So we really do need to beat them. There's a report out saying that the Raptors' remaining schedule for the rest of the year is one of the easiest schedules for the rest of the year. So there may be a chance to take this plane and get it off the runway and get soaring into winning still this season, because in some ways we went through the hardest part of our whole entire season already, and this is where we're at. Maybe it will get easier now, less games against over 500 playoff teams and more against the lower teams that are around our record right now. So hopefully we can change this. If statistically we have one of the easiest records going out from now, let's make it happen and look like that by getting a lot of W's over the last few months of the season. I like that. And yeah, let's use the bench more because we can get away with it against a young team like the Hornets, who are maybe not as polished and playing at a certain quality level where we can kind of get out there. Maybe we'll play with less turnovers still, even though we're playing our less experienced players, because we really take care of the ball well and we force a lot of turnovers. I think we're going to get a lot of turnovers tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. They may turn the ball over quite a bit compared to some of the teams we played recently, and we've gotten them to turn the ball over a lot. Well, I think we can do that to the Hornets too. I think they will be turning the ball over a lot. I'll make that prediction right now. Tom Duke saying, okay, sorry, chicken for everyone. I thought it was a barbecue steak and lobster for you and Nako. Well, you don't have to send us food. They have food for us in the gondola, apparently. And since when have you ever served food to us? This is always for the referees. Tom, I'm confused. It's all right. You can do steak and lobster. I was hoping you were going to give it to Tyler Merkovich. Say, welcome, young new ref. We are the Raptors, and we want to give you the classiest and the best food. Surf and turf, brother. Here you go. But no, you're just going to put it out there and not give it to anyone? You said all the refs only just get chicken. Oh, man, this is crazy. All right, well, whatever. You're the chef. You make the menu. You bring it out. I can't tell you what you have in your Moticon menu. So you go ahead and designate who gets what. Bradley's saying we are getting this win tonight. You don't have to call Nurse tomorrow. Laugh out loud. As much as I like it, let's go Raptors. And freaks, have a great day. Got to go. Yeah, I mean, I'll call him anyway. I think it might just be an after game thing, whether we win or lose. Maybe I'll just call him and we'll talk about other things other than basketball. I could call him and talk about Prince tomorrow or something. That might be a good phone call. Just see how that's going. I don't want to abuse having his number though. His number. I'm a fun guy. Damn, Tom. Now I'm about to go buy steak, shrimp, and chicken for tonight's game. Look at this, Tom. Are you on the beef board or something, or the lobster board? It's like get people's appetites up for that. Are you like enticing people? Are you an agent provocateur for selling steak and shrimp or something like that? I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, fun guy's going to the store now. Look what you did. You're just as bad as the Real Sports Food sitting in front of the Raptors Tonight crew. Oh my gosh. Jimmy Pope saying, I unfortunately won't be able to come. I got to get my cat fixed in a week. You know how it is. You got to get your cat fixed. You mean like fixed sexually. Yeah, you don't mean like the cat is broken and like crazy and like tearing up all your stuff and needs psychological help. You mean the cat needs to be fixed. Okay, I get it. I do know how that is when I had a cat way back. But we should definitely set something up like this again. I think it'd be fun. For sure. For sure. Yeah, we'll do this again. Hopefully, maybe even before the end of the season. We did this in preseason for the Chicago game, and it was fun. We got to see everybody. A bunch of people were there, and it was really cool. It ended up just Adriana, and I sitting together, but it was cool to see the Saborans and just kind of hang out and pal around with everybody down there. But yeah, we will definitely do this more often, and we'll get them more and more organized and figured out as time goes on. And it'd be great if we could get a group discount price and maybe get a good group of us and get a whole section or something. And then they'll even say, we want to welcome these groups in the building, Boys and Girls Club of Scarborough, The Mrs. Epstein's third grade class, the Raptor Freaks. They'll have the list of all the groups that are attending. That'd be fun. All right, let's see. Tom Duke said, "Yeah, buddy, me too. Making myself hungry. I know, guys. It's what, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. People need to eat. They got to get their food. They're going to skip breakfast and lunch and just go right to dinner because of y'all." Tom saying, "Was hoping Jimmy would show up with his oil cans of syrup." Bam, there they are. Oil cans of syrup, 100% Canadian maple syrup. Let's go Raptors. I love it. Logical Raptors fanatic saying, if Fred VanVleet takes the PO we're looking at, I forget what that means, PO. We're looking at $7 million to the player option. That's what he means. Just spell it out, Mike. Geez, the player option we're looking at $7 million to play with, but the Gary Trent Jr. thing this summer and OG next summer and Spicy next summer makes things tighter with Precious the year after and Scottie after that. Yeah, just figure it out, Bobby Webster. You know which ones to go and take care of and which ones maybe to just let go. And I don't know which ones they are. You know better. And we'll just have to see. It may be that Gary never really was in the plans at any time. We do need to let him go. And there will be somebody else or some other people that can fill that kind of role on our team together. Who knows? I'd love to keep Gary, just like you guys are saying. Don't get me wrong. But it may not be wise in some ways because of Mike saying the logjam and the different people we got to think about each year coming up. G saying Koloko with the rookie treatment from Pascal. Okay, let's talk about this. There were a couple things said in the practice interview yesterday by Pascal Siakam, and they were brilliant, they were beautiful, and they're amazing. I have a couple things to say about this interview with Pascal yesterday. First of all, fuck you, Aaron Rose. I'll say that. That's the first thing I'll say. Aaron Rose, you were getting my good books. I came down on you for what you did yesterday. You did it again yesterday. You did this to Chris Boucher earlier in the season, and now you've done it to Pascal. You bummed him out with trade talk. And why the fuck? Listen, you had a couple of chances to just let it die, but you came at him 3 times with 3 separate questions, which were basically the same fucking thing. And he told you, chill, bro. I don't like talking about front office stuff. I'm not in the front office. I don't care about this stuff. I don't like thinking about this stuff. I am not Bobby Webster. So chill, bro, is what he told you, Aaron Rose. Chill with your fucking trade questions. Don't ask Chris Boucher about trade season, how you feel about it, what they should do. Don't ask Pascal Siakam the same fucking question. Because first of all, once again, you made that uncomfortable, sad moment where Pascal looked like he wanted to cry because you made him think about his friends leaving the team. You made him remember the times when Jakob Poeltl, Norman Powell, Kyle Lowry, these people that played with him before, his friends, have had to leave because of the business of the game. It's so awkward and annoying when you do this, Aaron Rose. Just realize Pascal does not live in a world of Bobby Webster in the front office. He don't give a shit about trades. He only comes to work, does his job, and plays. Like he said, he's a machine. And I love hearing all that. There was a lot that Pascal said yesterday I love. He said, I'm a machine. I just show up. I do the same thing every damn day. Whether we're winning or losing, I just show up and I do my routine. And I don't give a shit. I'm like, listen, I can't control what they're going to do with the business side of this, whether some of my teammates are going to be gone all of a sudden in a week or so or something like that. I don't even want to think about it. In fact, you made me a little sad. You made me a little like my eyes start to water up, Aaron Rose. And then you double down on it. You ask a second question, is basically the same. And then a third one. Fuck you, Aaron Rose. I thought I told you. Don't ask the players specific questions about trades. Go and ask Bobby Webster. Go and ask Masai Ujiri. But you ain't got no reason to ask Pascal Siakam. When is he going to fucking answer you? Yeah, I love trades. I can't wait for one of my best friends to get traded off the team so I don't get to see him every day. Oh, that's what you want him to say? What do you want him to fucking say? You want him to say something like, I hate this dude on my team. I want them to get traded right away. You're not going to get that juicy nugget that you want for Sports Illustrated, Aaron Rose. So just shut the fuck up with your trade questions toward the players. You did it to Chris. You stepped in it then. He made you feel bad. Well, I hope Pascal made you feel bad yesterday too when you stepped to him with those trade questions. And you not only double down, you triple down on it. Because you asked him the same damn question 3 times in a row. And the third time, he lost his patience. He said, bro, listen, I don't like talking about front office stuff. So lay off. Aaron Rose. Fuck you today. You're getting a big fuck you from me today for coming at Pascal with the trade questions. Don't ask them trade questions. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You ain't gonna get nothing out of them, and all you're gonna get is an uncomfortable, like weird feeling afterwards. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't ask that. Awkward. Yeah, awkward. Now, the other stuff that I really love about Pascal's interview was that he, once again, this may be his thing. Like Justin had his whole sunning thing. Well, Pascal's thing is to butt in line in the interview scrum. That Siakam jumped in and said, Koloko, get out of there. I want to do my interview first. He did this to Chris Boucher earlier this season already. So he's already set this kind of thing before. He said, I have things to do. Christian, I am the vet. You are the rookie. You will step out of there and I will step in and do my interview ahead of you. And that's what he did. And then he talked about Christian in the interview. It was really fun what Pascal said, because you know what? He said the most astute thing about Christian Koloko's development that I have heard so far, and he is exactly right. This is what Pascal said about Christian yesterday. He said, I'm so glad he finally started jumping. And I was like, what? Wait, whoa. He's right. Part of the reason why Koloko played so well on Sunday is he actually left his feet. So far in his NBA career, when he's on offense and he's going up with the ball to try and score, he hasn't been leaving his feet. He's been playing lazy ass college basketball that he can get away with in Arizona, being so tall. He's just trying to put it back in. That's why he's so soft coming at the rim. He's not jumping. Well, Pascal said, I'm so proud of Christian on Sunday in the game against the Trailblazers. He finally left his feet and started jumping. And that is part of the reason why he had so much success in the game against Portland on Sunday, is he decided to finally start jumping. And I love that. When Siakam said that, I was like, holy shit, he's exactly right. This whole season, Christian has not been leaving his feet. He's been playing flat-footed and really kind of just maneuvering around like this. Well, start leaving the ground, Christian. Start jumping. Pascal's been telling you to, and you finally did, and you got some really good results in that Trailblazers game. This could be such a dumb thing. It's like, oh, Christian decided to start jumping, and now his game got better. It's true. Think about all the times he missed bunnies and stuff in the beginning of the season so far, and how he could have made them if he'd just been a little more aggressive. And being more aggressive was leaving his feet. Pascal, you're so funny. And then the next thing, all right, Siakam got pissed at Aaron Rose. And he said, you know what? I want to talk about something else. And you know what he did? He switched the conversation to rookie hazing, to the whole rookie rituals of what you do to the young players when they come to the team and how you treat them. You know, you make them carry the Dora the Explorer purple pink backpack. You make them sing happy birthday, like in really bad karaoke. You know, you make them go get coffees and donuts and run all kinds of crazy errands for the pros. Well, this year, apparently Christian is not getting very much rookie treatment. That in some ways, Siakam during his interview was like, you know what? We're being really nice to him. And maybe I'm the guy who's supposed to be being hard on him. So maybe him butting in line on his interview yesterday is part of like the beginning of the rookie hazing or treatment that Christian can expect now. He's like, they brought up all the different things, like putting the popcorn in the car, like filling the popcorn with the car with Norman and stuff like that way back. You know, all the different crazy things they've done to the rookies. He's like, Christian hasn't had to do anything this season. And Siakam's like, And I'm remembering how mean Lowry was to everybody. And I'm like, man, we're not as mean as Lowry, like Fred and I. We need to be more mean. So Siakam, you could tell the wheels are turning, that he's going to start doing rookie stuff to Christian because he's gotten off lightly so far this season. Part of it is they have baggage handlers now. They have equipment managers who carry all their gear on and off the planes, so they don't have to carry bags for the pros. That's the classic one. Like back in the 80s and 90s, all the rookies had to carry the bags of their pros. Well, they don't have to do that anymore because there's people that carry the bags for all of them at this point. And so what is it going to be? Well, let's make him sing some karaoke or some song off key and look stupid. Well, we'll get him to do that for sure. They always do that. And then I'm sure he'll be showing up with some sort of colorful backpack for a child at some point in the near future. You may be seeing Christian walking around with a Dora the Explorer backpack or something like that. So, yeah, Siakam was almost like after the Aaron Rose being ugly, asking him about trades, it switched in his head. He was like, you know what? Christian's kind of getting away easy with this year with the rookie stuff. We may need to turn this up. He's like saying, I think Fred's just too nice. Fred's not making him do any rookie stuff. Maybe I need to take control of this. This is what Siakam was thinking. So there's some fun stuff from the interview yesterday. Very, very good interview with Pascal. Even if Aaron Rose was a total douche during it, Siakam was so powerful in it. In some ways, I really love how he was acting. It's like in some ways, Siakam is a machine. He really is like a very much routine oriented. And it's like all the things that happen, winning or losing, that very even divide where you can go either way. He's just doing the same thing regardless, no matter what, and just hoping that it always adds up to a victory. He's not stopping or changing anything he does, and he just does it all the same way. And that's what he credits to whether he'll be successful or not. He knows he will be because he's doing it the right way. He's diligent about it, and his routine is sound. So I love that. That was he reaffirmed, I'm a machine, is what he said. I'm a machine. I just do it the same way every time. So really, really good Siakam interview yesterday. I highly recommend it. Nick Nurse had an interview also, along with Christian also. Christian's pretty funny. We saw Christian on Twitter reacting to a part where he doesn't get any calls. Like there's a picture of him blocking a shot very cleanly, and it says he got to call the foul for it. This is the phenomenon we've been talking about on this channel, where Christian's not going to get clean block calls, even if they're clean block calls, because they're giving him fouls anyway. And what he said is that he needs to go up straight up. He can't be leaning his arm in or anything like that. That's where they call him the fouls. He has to be completely vertical. He can't be having any kind of like his arms this way. So the two things he's trying to learn right now are to stay straight and keep his hands present so that the refs can see his hands, so that they know that he's not fouling. So that they really are teaching him how to not get fouls with these bad rookie ref calls lately. And it's true. Like they showed the picture of him and he's blocking the guy. And he said, how's this a foul? Is kind of like what he's alluding to. This is what I'm dealing with. It is hard for him. There'll be a learning curve, and you'll have to gain respect with the refs over time, Christian. But you will get it, and it's better that you're working on it already, right away, right off the ground, running in your NBA career, because it'll happen sooner because of that. So yeah, very interesting interviews yesterday. I love G bringing that up, and that's pretty much in a nutshell what was said there. The Siakam interview is so good, so good. Everybody should go watch it. You'll really get a good respect for him after that. Monique is saying, hello, Joe Weiskamp. Great game, letting Nurse know. Wow, go Raptors always. I'd like to see him tonight. I think that he could really play in this game tonight because it's the Hornets, and get some good burn and really can ingratiate us with him being in the rotation and playing. If he can come out there and just be really solid three-point shooter. He looked like it last night with the 905 and in kind of an alien environment that he'd never been in before. He felt very comfortable. It didn't seem like it took him very long to get acclimated. And that is really what we need, a very confident shooter. This is what this kid is. And he comes to the game tonight at Scotiabank. I'm pretty sure he's going to be going to Scotiabank and not to Paramount Foods, that he will be in Toronto, not in Mississauga tonight, because there's an option. That'll be very telling. Is he going to be in the 905 game tonight, or is he going to be available to be possibly in the Raptors game tonight? So we'll have to see what happens with Joe tonight. G saying he put out another tweet after that. Tell the six man to get the video ready. Apparently he does trade videos. Yeah, I went and go investigate some of these Twitter people recently. The six man is like a guy who does like movie stuff and like they tweets all kinds of things like that. Yeah, I did see that tweet. I was trying to investigate that. The six man is not always kind to us. He's kind of like he's a Raptor fan, but he's also very, very like trollish. And he's also like not always a force of good for the Raptors. I don't like that dude, that little popcorn guy, because in some ways he's funny and like it's entertaining, but he's not necessarily good for the team. So yeah. And then I went and found out about this person that attacked Shenika Young in the last day or so. This is what happened, basically. He sent a direct message to her telling her to tell her old ass husband to stop messing with our young rookie Scottie, because he's the future and his bum ass could get off the team, is basically what he said, and an at Shenika Young. And well, then she blocked him. And then I went and looked at this guy's Twitter page, and I want to tell you what was on there, and this will really inform you what is exactly going on here. that account, I don't even think it's like a real, it's a weird situation where this account has a mix of two things. It has a mix of sports stuff, and this person is very much a Toronto sports fan, and they apparently live in Scarborough, is where they said they had the Bills Mafia on there, they had the Leafs, they had the Blue Jays, they had the Raptors. So this is a general sports fan, and he may not be Raptors first, and it may be that like he's a young idiot who's really into Scottie Barnes. And some of these Scottie Barnes stands are acting like idiot who has a YouTube channel and very much standing up for him against other people. It's really annoying. But the other thing I noticed about this guy's Twitter account is it's mixed with right-wing politics. He's very anti-Trudeau. He's pro-convoy. He's anti-vax. He was all kinds of really crazy stuff. And then I started thinking about it. It's like there's no pictures of him. There's no like real like personal identifiers that this is actually a real person. This could very much be an information account that just has a couple of strategies that it's trying to do. Fuck around with the Raptor shit and also put out bullshit right-wing propaganda. And I'm like, yeah, this is fucked up. This is a fucked up account in all kinds of ways. The stuff it's saying politically, and then also the Raptors effect, like coming after Mrs. Young personally in the ads. Okay, this is a very fucked up account. And yeah, I went and investigated, and this is what I'm going to tell y'all. I'm telling you, you go investigate these accounts that do this kind of shit, and you will find sometimes they don't look like the real person. And then there's other shit that's mixed in with it, like weird politics. And that makes me wonder is it's a bot. Like, because it could be a bot that is being used for political reasons and also reasons to fuck up the Raptors. So there you go. Apparently, he says he's a kid in Scarborough. I don't believe that shit though. Because, like, listen, a youngster with his politics like that, there's something fucked up with this. There's something not right, not adding up. And why is there so much? Like, that's all there is. There's a bunch of fucked up politics, and then there's a bunch of other shit that's in there also that's not helping the Raptors. In fact, he has posts of Fred VanVleet blocking him, Shantae blocking him, and now Shenika Young blocking him. And he posts them on his Twitter like he's proud. Oh, another snowflake can't take my what I'm saying. Is what he's saying on there when Fred blocked him. I was like, this dude's not a Raptor fan. If he's proud of Fred VanVleet blocking him and him antagonizing him to the point where he wanted to block him, yeah, there's something fucked up about that. So suss these people out. You see somebody going like that, go and find out if you can actually tell if this is a real person. Because I can't even tell if this person's a real person. It could be just like a nefarious thing, and maybe a totally different person than what they're portraying themselves to be. So yeah, you can't ever tell these days. Like if they have a picture and you can tell, like, you know who I am, you can see me, you can hear me. But some of these accounts, they're not actually people. There's something really weird about them. Let's see. La 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 la. Sue's saying, good morning, everyone. Today is the day to start our streak. That's right. Let's get a 2-game winning streak today. Let's get a 3-game winning streak on Thursday, and then get a 4-game winning streak on Atlanta on Saturday. I'm all about it. Yes, I'm all about it. Sue, play it again, Sue. Go check out Sue's music reaction YouTube channel. You can find it real easy. It's Sue, play it again, Sue and Friends. And she's always reacting to stuff like CCR, all kinds of good bands and good music. Isaac Campbell saying, if we get a traditional center, Gary is the type of player you want around then. Yeah, I think you just want Gary around just in general. Raps Love is here. Good to see you, Raps Love. Let's go make a deal for Crowder from Phoenix. Yeah, Crowder's just kind of been like in no man's land. He won't play for the Suns, and they suck. Boys, they're record bad right now. They're under 500 all of a sudden, which is crazy considering how good they were last year. I knew they'd be this bad. In fact, that was one of my bold predictions at the beginning of the season. I said the Phoenix Suns are not going to be anywhere near as good as they were last season. In fact, I think I said like a 15-game less than what they were last season. I'm right now. It looks like I'm going to be right. Yeah, I'd love to get Jay Crowder. In some ways, he would be extra beef, but he's not really the center we need. And in some ways, he's kind of like, and to me, he's always like, he's kind of like another like wing. And it would be kind of similar things, but I don't know. Could he play enough center? He's still not the right height in some ways. He really is very much a power forward. So, but I am interested in him. I like him as a player. I think he's very good. And he wouldn't be somebody I'd be like, no, I don't want him on the Raptors. So Jay Crowder, yeah, I will have to see what's going on with that. Evelyn's saying, good morning, Raptor Free Crew. I'm so excited to meet an awesome friend, Adriana, today. That's awesome. I'm glad you will go see Adriana today, meet up and stuff like that. And hopefully we'll meet up on Thursday for the game, Evelyn. We'll be in contact about this and all the finer details of it. I don't know if you heard the stream earlier. I found a bunch of seats in the gondola for like $100, and we can all sit together and we get food and we have our own bathroom. So it's kind of like we'd be press. We'd be up in the press box. I think it's cool that those seats are available right now. So I'm all about it. Sue saying, lobster. She's about the lobster. Everybody's wanting to go get some lobster this morning. It makes sense. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, wow. Okay, let me get all this. I can see all this stuff filled up. Cool Cat's here. Good morning, Raptor Free Crew. Good morning to Cool Cat. Monique is saying, I try not to tell the Gary news, just tough. Everyone agrees with me, playing so well. All right. Yeah, I don't like thinking about the Gary news either. Just keep playing really well, Gary, and it'll make you really hard for us to give up on or like trade or have not around anymore. Because like I want you around. I think you're a great fit. And I think a lot of Raptor fans feel like this right now. It may not be very popular to trade Gary at this point. Adriana's here. Very excited to see Evelyn. Very excited to see you, Adriana. And yeah, you guys have a nice time later. I hope you have a good dentist. Let's just put it that way. Logical Raptors fanatic saying spicy and Kawhi mode, machine work. Yeah, he's an android. He's just doing what a machine would do, is what he's saying. Yeah, spicy just goes to work. Sue's saying, good for Pascal. These reporters need to get some humanity. Our guys become close to all their fellow players. The players know it's a business, but the team is about relationships. Yeah, it's just insensitive, Aaron Rose, to just come at them with this. These are human beings. These are family. These are their friends, and they always will be. And he said that in the interviews. Like, I understand, but like saying goodbye to them and not being around them all of a sudden, it hurts. It's not fun. In some ways, it's kind of like you're a jerk to kind of like talk about this. It's like, would you come that insensitively to people, everyday people, about issues with like maybe losing someone in their life, or like, people break up or different things like that? Would you be like that, Aaron Rose? Just have a little bit of sense of like, this is a family. These guys are best friends, and they hate to hear or think of that idea of either them getting traded or one of their best friends getting traded also. And it was the same with Fred in the JJ Redick interview. He had sadness and melancholy around him when they talked about things like Pascal getting traded. They don't like talking about this or thinking about this. It's not like something they want to obsess about or worry about all the time. So when you ask the question, Aaron Rose, it reminds them of this kind of thing, and they don't want to think about that. If it happens, it happens. So be it. It's the business. But otherwise, don't bring it up and put it in their face. Something happens afterwards, ask them, do you miss, this person because they got traded? Yeah, I really do. They were awesome. They're my friend. I really care about them, and this hurts. So you go ahead, Aaron Rose, be a dick and be insensitive with your questions about trades and stuff like that. You keep doing that, you'll find out. Tom Duke saying, hey, it's Sue's birthday. Happy birthday, Sue. It's Sue's birthday. Happy birthday, Sue. All these Capricorns around here. There's the birthday cake. Sue saying, oh, yes. Thanks, Tom. That is kind of you. Yes, my birthday was yesterday. Okay, it was Sue's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Sue. I hope you had a fantastic birthday yesterday on the 9th of January. That's her birthday. It's the 9th. Tom saying, oops, day late. Cheers. Well, that's all right. Sometimes cake is good, like a day later. You let it sit a little bit. It's kind of like a stew. You let it stew sit for a little bit. Sometimes it's better. You let cake sit a little bit. Sometimes it's better too. All right, let's see. Jimmy Pope is saying, JJ Redick said the Raptors aren't a good basketball team in a podcast. Man, oh man, I really hope he eats those words. I know we've been struggling, but I know we're better than the 5 teams ahead of us. That's crazy because that's not what he's been saying. Like in the Fred VanVleet podcast, he said, hey, he really loves the Raptors and he respects them. Well, that's not being respectful of them. He may just mean presently. They're not a good basketball team in the last month leading up to this, but I think we're about to change that we're going to look like a good basketball team going forward from now. We get out the mud with a couple of lesser opponents. They're a little bit easier to get going, and maybe we'll be revved up enough to start taking down some big time opponents after we get some good feelings and vibes and good things going this week with these teams that we're playing right now. Yeah, we'll have to see. I want JJ to eat those words. And why are you doubting them? Don't you know bet on yourself is what Fred says? You know that. So you better be betting on Fred, JJ Redick, especially since you are such a fan of his. It's so weird that the whole part where you're talking about you guys were fans and friends. You weren't friends, but you were like, he told Fred, it's like, oh, I'm a big fan of yours. And Fred was like, is he trying to butter me up so he can try and beat me? And then he's like, he hit me with an elbow in the chest. I was like, oh yeah, he's an asshole. And he's like, he said straight up that JJ, I thought you were an asshole. I hated you. And like now it's like there's a mutual respect because he's like, JJ's like, I've always liked you, Fred. I think you're an amazing player. I've always liked you and your story and undrafted and stuff like that. And look at you now. You're an all-star now and all this stuff. And it's like Fred's like, yeah, thank you. He's like, oh, you respect me. I respect you too, JJ. Even though I hated you when I played you, you were such an asshole. It's really hard to guard. Logical saying, happy birthday, Sue. Have a great day. We need some Raptors party in the USA. Again, party in the USA. Yeah, sure. Fiercey Salsera. Good morning, Fiercey. Good morning, fam. Happy birthday, Sue. Love the way Pascal answers these questions with passion, but cleverly. Let's get another win tonight, fam. Yeah, he's just really on point and he's real. That's the thing. You can see the emotion in his face. As soon as Aaron Rose came at him with those questions, you could see he was hurting. It hurt. He was sensitive to it, but he was strong. And he was also very forthright in pushing back and say, bro, listen, bro, I'm not front office, bro. That's not my job description. Go ask Bobby. It's not me, bro. You go talk to Bobby about that. Ask him. I don't need to answer this question. Yeah. Sue's saying, haha, Mike. Yes, thanks, Fiercey. Tom, it's my birthday week, so you're not late. Okay, it's all week is Sue's birthday. It's birthday time for Sue all week long. No stopping it. At any time, you can go say happy birthday to Sue and just enjoy. It's Sue's birthday week with Jack Armstrong and Chris Boucher and Kayla Gray. It's everybody's birthday this week. Let's see. Sue's saying, yes, it's going to happen. The win streak. That's right. That Raptors win streak is coming on Sue's birthday week. That's right. Let's get up out of the mud this way. Monique saying, go away, Aaron Rose, please. And thank you. Go Raptors. Always great interview by Pascal in a while. That was a really good interview. And once again, like if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check out the practice interview from yesterday. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about with Siakam. He'll inspire you. He really will. Seymour Papes here. Good morning, Raptor Freaks gang. I will put the positive vibes in the air. So you're saying we have a chance. Raptors fan. Yes, we do, Seymour Pape. And we are going to take that chance and take it and just kick the butt of LaMelo Ball and company tonight. Ooh, it's the Charlotte Hornets. Ooh, very scary, Count Floyd. Ooh, I don't know how good they'll be. All right, you know what? I'm going to do the real mascot matchup just because you inspired me just now, Seymour. Last time we saw the Raptor, he's in the woods and he got attacked by a bear. He got antlers. It was the bear was on the beach. This time in the woods, it's the buck. It tore him up with the 52 point antler, scarred him up, nicked him up in the back. So he's bleeding. He's laying in the ground and he's kind of help. And this guy's walking by on the trail, a trailblazer. And he's hoping this guy will find him and help him. Well, he makes enough groany, sad, pathetic noises, the Raptor, that he does, in fact, find him. He comes over and he's like, oh my gosh, man, are you hurt? And this is like a Pacific Northwestern kind of cool, like a Portland, Seattle kind of person, a kind of bohemian, very artistic person, just a nice person. This is a good person. And he's like, oh my gosh, dude, are you all right, bro? And he's like, I got to help you, man. Let me stop the bleeding. And he gets this, I don't know, he has a cloth or some sort of article of fabric. And he's like kind of putting it around the Raptor and he's helping him. He's like actually a very good medic. He's trained in medic stuff. So he's actually really helping the Raptor get recovery from his wounds from being attacked by that buck. And well, it's helping. And he's kind of holding him. He's like, oh, Raptor, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. And the Raptor's like, wow, this guy is such a benevolent, nice person to help him get better, to help him get things going in the right direction instead of dying. So, wow, he feels kind of indebted to the Trailblazer guy. And he's like, man, you really helped me. And they stand up. This is like, it doesn't take long. Apparently, this guy's such a good medic. He actually helps him pretty quickly. And maybe he just needed to stop the bleeding, I guess. He just needed to help him stop the bleeding. And he did. He helped him stop the bleeding. And the Raptor's back up on his feet. And he's kind of walking down the trail with the Trailblazer now. And they're kind of friends at this point. They're kind of like, yeah, thank you, man. I really do owe you a lot for helping me out right now. I really appreciate it, Trailblazer. And Trailblazer's like, no problem, man. I see somebody in trouble. I want to help them out. And I did. And that's what happened. Well, they're walking down the path and, the Trailblazer guy's, he's a cool dude, but he's kind of aloof and he's kind of goofy. And he's just kind of like got a rock. And he's kind of throwing it. So yeah, Raptor, you like the nature and stuff. Nature's fun, isn't it nice out here? And he's like, yeah, yeah. And they're talking, and like he throws this rock, and he hits a hornet's nest on a tree nearby. And he has raised the ire of this nest. And these hornets are coming out of that nest to attack the Trailblazer and the Raptor now. What's going to happen on the Real Mascot matchup next? They're getting attacked by a swarm of hornets because the Trailblazer threw a rock inadvertently and hit the hornet's nest. So now that's the next time in the Real Mascot matchup. Will they be what? How will they navigate this hornet attack that they're getting today? We'll have to see next time. Real Mascot matchup. There you go. There's this silly story for today. There you go, Adriana. You wanted to know what was going to happen. There you go. That's what happened. She was like, I want to know what happens on the Real Mascot matchup. She was like really keeping track. So here we go. All right, let's see. Seymour saying happy birthday to Sue. Also, I like that. Summer Lowe is saying, who are we talking about? Which one and what, Summer? Are we talking? I'm just talking about today. Aaron Rose coming at Pascal Siakam with trade questions in the interview yesterday. We're talking about Christian Koloko. I'm not sure exactly. Hopefully we can answer that question. If you write it in again, Summer, I will answer who we're talking about. Seymour saying, or Sue saying, thank you, Seymour. Jimmy Pope saying, I saw a Raptors fan have a thumbnail saying this always happens about the Thad and Scottie argument. Laugh out loud. His next video is saying the whole team is beefing. Ridiculous. Real fans don't do that. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They want us to. Do you want us to win, or do you want to make more problems? Do you want to put a spotlight on something that isn't even a problem? In fact, this whole thing is blown over so nicely. In fact, in some ways, I really love what's happened because of this, because it's showing how much they care. They care. And Thaddeus is being a good leader. Anybody who thinks that Thad's out of pocket for what he did that day, he was actually probably doing something that was very necessary and something that just was really good in some ways. It's like they need to care. They can't be apathetic and be like, oh, I don't give a shit. We're losing. I don't care. It's whatever. No, that's really bad. That's when we're in big trouble. When they're showing passion and they give a shit and they're getting in each other's faces, sometimes that's really good. And people got to realize that, like, listen, not everything's going to be all peachy keen all the time. And that these kind of teams and players have issues with each other from time to time, but they have very healthy ways of working it out and keeping on the same page and communication. Maybe in other teams, the communication is not so good, but it is here. And in fact, when the reporters were brought to the attention of the incident with Nick Nurse said, no, I did not see this, but I will have to go investigate and see what happened and find out whether I need to talk to them about it or not. And well, he did. He investigated and he did go talk to them. And they very much both assured Nick Nurse this is nothing, and that they love each other and it's a very small thing. And it's so dumb that it's getting blown out of proportion. It's just that it was in the public eye. Everybody could see it happening. And that's why everybody's overreacting. But yeah, that's not a Raptors fan. That could be a fan of sports and they just want to use any content and they want to cover the Raptors, and well, they're using juicy stuff. It's tabloid. It's just bullshit. So yeah, good recognition, Jimmy, and continue to, suss people out that way. It's like, what is your intention? Why did you make this content? Is your intention to make things worse by trying to make it seem like that everybody's beefing? Or is it to try and like help the team get out of the mud and get better? I'd much rather see analysts like Samson Folk, Oren Weisfeld, Louis Zatzman, all these people that write all these articles talking about how the Raptors can get better than talking about how they're so bad and or how they could be worse in the future. I'd much rather see them put their great analytical minds to work on looking for the way out for them and maybe even helping the team by writing an article that says, well, the Raptors just do this. And then we're like, oh, Nick Nurse sees the article and say, you know what? Samson Folk's onto something here. Let's try this. I'd much rather them use their powers for good instead of like kind of tearing the team down and being in critique. So yeah, it's a good way. Suss it out. See if what is this logic? What is this about? What is this content about? What is their objective? And that sounds like that is not a good objective from whatever you were looking at there, Jimmy. Yeah, Logical Raptors fanatics saying, not gonna lie, Lex, those aren't bots. Those are lonely people ingrained in slander culture looking for attention because they aren't into real things and rather live in this jacked reality, and others reinforce that. Shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, I use the term bot because it's like they're not any kind of humanistic or they don't seem like a real person to me. Maybe they are a real person and maybe they're just really sad and pathetic. But the thing to me about it is just like the mix of what their interests are. It really kind of tells you something. And it may be that the right wing politics are very negative and ugly and disgusting. And that is part of the reason why they're a very negative, ugly, awful person, is because they're getting fed a lot of right wing propaganda that's making them a sour, ugly person. I'm so mad about woke culture. I'm so mad about this. The feminists, they're doing this to us now. And like they get in their own stupid ass head. It could be that this person's an incel or something. And that they're just really like miserable in their own life and they're lashing out every way, whether it's politically or with this kind of stuff. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Slander culture. Yeah, whatever that is. What a waste of time. That's the thing. It's like, what are you doing in your life? Are you spreading love? Are you spreading positivity? Or are you just out there a hate monger? Are you just a negative force in the world? What do you give to the world? Are you giving more negativity? Well, then you're an awful person. That's a really easy way to figure out, like, if somebody's good or not. Are you trying to build love and light, or are you trying to make darkness and like being a troll and being a little dick and asshole? There's very simple. There's a lot of different people doing different stuff on the internet. Callie's saying it's so ridiculous, all the negative publicity lately. Let's get some wins and shut them all up. Yes, Callie Mayer, you go, OG Raptor freak. Yes, she is saying it just like how I feel too. There's just so much stupid noise right now, and they're emboldened. In fact, that I felt like Bateson being here yesterday was a little bit like, all right, the Raptors had one good game. Well, we have to continue to kick them down and just be really super negative about Fred still, because they're starting to show light, signs of life, that they're coming back from their recent slides and problems. So now maybe the people that were really like us when we're down and having all these problems are really intensifying it to really try and make it as hard as possible for them to come out of it at this point. Things are bad. They want to make things seem even worse around them. Well, this is exactly why we need what Callie said here, is to get some wins and shut them all up. Because what will happen is more of the average fans that are just kind of going with whatever they see. Maybe they see negative content and that shapes how they feel about the team, are getting more like that. But if we start winning, then boom, maybe we win some of them back on the positive side of things. Mike's saying Party in the USA Rookies edition was fire. I was talking on rookie hazing. Yeah. Well, I want to see them sing some songs. I remember that clip, and I've seen different rookie years with different people singing at different times. We want this content, Open Gym. We want to see Christian Koloko having to sing, and Ron Harper Jr. also. Those guys got to do some more rookie hazing stuff. I shouldn't use the word hazing. Rookie rituals, because hazing is not a good word. It's not a good word, and they're not full on hazing them, but it is a little bit of like a rookie tradition that you got to do that stuff. Fun guy saying Jay Crowder is an expiring contract and hard-headed, just forcefully sitting out. Keep that guy far away from here. No chance in hell Messiah actually even thinks of him. That may be true. That may be totally true. For me personally, I don't mind him coming in, because it could be the fresh start is really motivating for him, and it could be very similar kind of thing to like Kawhi in some ways. Kawhi didn't want to play for San Antonio, but he was ready to come play for us. But okay, you don't give him the trick of approval to come here. And you think that Masai is probably the same way. That may be very well true. I think you might be right. Monique's saying, see, Lex, no team is perfect. Phoenix sucks. Just imagine how bad the Nets will be. Go Raptors. Yeah, the Nets without Kevin Durant are going to have some trouble now for a little bit. We'll have to see how they weather this storm without him. Maybe Kyrie can carry the torch and be fine without him in his absence. But we'll have to see what happens with Brooklyn. They've been rolling so well, and it is really unfortunate that Kevin's got this injury at this point. I don't like it. I in some ways, I do kind of really want the Nets to be a juggernaut, because I do want them to beat the Celtics down the road. If I have to choose between the two of them, I'm going to choose Brooklyn over Boston, because in some ways, Brooklyn's never won a championship. And, I just don't want Boston to win. Lodge was saying Summer was talking about Randy Bolton, the guy beefing with Thad's wife. If I understand what's happening according to you, G and you. No, Randy Bolton, his name's not Randy Bolton. It's what's his name? Bolton, Jordan Bolton is Gary Trent Jr.'s best friend, who is on Twitter. He's the guy who had the spinal column injury, and he's been fighting to get his body back and like working out and stuff. And he's always commenting on Gary on Twitter, and he's saying that because the Mark Stein report came out on ESPN yesterday that Gary is undeniably available in the trade market. That Jordan's reaction was send my Relly home, like get him home, meaning come back to the States. That's what it was. And then the other part about Randy Urban, I don't know. We weren't talking about Randy Urban. But yeah, that was it. Adriana's saying, happy belated birthday, Sue. I hope yesterday was fantastic. Lex, you know I like my stories. That's right. You do, Adriana. You really do like your stories. And I love reading you stories all the time. You know I do. Jimmy Pope saying, people are so thirsty for narratives based on our team. I'm sure all these reports or rumors is just other teams trying to stir up trouble within our organization. Wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, it wouldn't even be the organizations. It could very well be fans, very obsessed, passionate fans of other teams do this kind of stuff also. Yeah, I don't know if actual teams were doing this, they could get in trouble possibly for kind of collusion. If they could actually be linked to having a direct link to doing this kind of stuff, they could be that the teams could get fined or in trouble for this kind of interference. So who knows? I think it's all fan based. But if it's actual team officials, people from actual franchises in this league that are starting shit for other teams in that kind of way, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. And I wouldn't put it past some of these teams for sure. But I think most of it is fan generated or just like, ESPN talking head, like media generated too. Mike is saying Jordan Bolton. The name isn't important in a sense. Copy and paste any name. They're bots. Okay, you're on with that team. Gamers call bad players bots on PvP, and it goes for copy paste debaters. I mean, listen, I use it as a general term. I mean, this is semantics, Mike. I use it as a general term for anything, even if it's a real person or not, that just doesn't have like a real person behind it, like where it's you can see that this is a real person. It could be a real person, but it's like they don't have identifiers that like this is I'm married, I live this place, and this is a picture of me with my kid or anything like that. I call any account that doesn't have any personalization to it a bot account, and it could very well be just one person, and it is that. I'm just saying that it's really the term, the way that I use it is I call anything that's not like a person outwardly a bot, but it could very well be what you're describing. It's just a difference in semantics. Randolph Phillips saying, Sue, I'm sending you your birthday cake. Blessings to help you celebrate. Love you. Yeah, I like that. And Fun Guy saying, I'm with you on anyone to beat Boston, Lex, but sadly the Nets are farthest from it. They match horribly against Boston. We seriously have the only chance of beating Celtics. I don't know. What about Philly? Philly can do pretty good with Embiid in some ways. And Cleveland in some ways, they could do some stuff too. So who knows? I don't know. Anybody but them. And even if it isn't the East team, if the Celtics get to the finals, I hope not. Then I hope that West team just beats them just like Golden State last year too. So I have a bounty on them at any point. Anybody can take them out at any point. I'm wearing your gear on this channel, whatever team takes them out. So yeah, Mike's saying, my bad. Jordan Bolton sounds like a great fan of Gary Trent Jr. and a great person. My bad. That the bot is the guy fighting with Thad's wife. Confused two people together. Yeah, I was talking about two separate things at that point. I know who Jordan Bolton is. I can see his pictures, and he is very much a real person. But I don't know who that person is in Scarborough that was coming after Shenika Young. They have a number as their name, and there's no picture on there. And it basically, like I said, you go and look at their account. It says they live in Scarborough and they're a fan of, they say they're in the Bills Mafia. They're a Leafs fan. They're Blue Jays fan. And the Raptors are on there also. And when they have all those teams on there at once, it makes me think, okay, this is a general Toronto sports fan. And they may not be very heavy on the Raptors. This person seemed like they were more an NFL fan. And that the Raptors are like a secondary interest in sports. And in that way, in some ways, that's why they don't respect the Raptors as much. They may be quick to turn on them when they're not doing well and say, yeah, I hate them anyway. Oh, I'm more an NFL fan, and I'm more interested in the Bills right now because they're in the playoffs and they're doing this and stuff. So, yeah. Let's see. Seymour saying, I have a blunt on my dresser for when Boston loses maple syrup dipped. Yes, Seymour Pape. I love it. That's a great way to celebrate. Tim Duke thinks it's awesome. Monique saying, did you see Donovan Bennett's comments on Raptor fans? Yes. Thank you, Donovan Bennett, telling Twitter to chill out. Yes, please. And listen, some of these Twitter people were like, well, media needs to chill out in reverse. Well, that's probably true both ways. Some of the media stuff that's starting up shit needs to chill out. And so does the overreaction, the negative slander, the bullshit that's on Twitter from fans also. And thank you, Donovan Bennett, for speaking out. Yes, sir. Seymour and Boston Sports is crying. I'm sorry, Boston Sports. It's just how it's got to be. Y'all are so rich with championship history. As you said, I have to come down there and spend a whole day to look at y'all's banners. I don't want y'all to get another one. You have so many. I am somebody who wants everybody to have some. And that's why I'm like all about new champions, teams that never won a championship. I like that. Not the team that's got like 17 of them. Nah, and that's pretty much it. Also, the other reason I've said it very clearly, Boston, is because the NBA wants you to win. They very much, you're the have in the haves and the have nots in the league. You are a have. They want y'all to win. They set you up for it. They want to make your schedule as easy as possible. They want to roll out the red carpet. They have referees that help you from game to game sometimes to help in some very specific ways so that you guys can win. So there's all kinds of forces helping you and wanting y'all to win. And I hate that. I hate that as a team that's a have not, a team that's in Canada that gets the shaft and gets treated like shit. Meanwhile, the Celtics get treated every which way good. It really is being in school. And the Celtics are that rich kid that everybody can't stand. And that is what's going on right now. So I'd much rather go with another rich kid because, don't get it twisted. Brooklyn is another team that the NBA helps also because they love to see Brooklyn do well also. And New York also, even though they're inept and they have a lot of problems. The Lakers, another team. These are the golden boys of the teams in the league that the NBA wants to be successful. If they could have Celtics versus Lakers in the finals every single year, they would set it up for that as much as possible. And that's why I don't want y'all to win because I don't want the NBA to be successful in orchestrating what they want. And I always like a monkey wrench or something getting thrown in there to fuck things up for y'all. And last year it was Golden State teaching y'all a lesson in the finals that we are a championship team and we will show you what it takes to be a champion. And maybe you learned a little bit from that, but I don't want y'all coming back and trying to get it again. No, somebody needs to stop you in the East before that. And if not, somebody in the West needs to put y'all out for sure in the finals if you do get there. And if it's like, if it's Memphis and, Ja Morant and all those guys, woo, that'll be fun. They're talking some trash saying that Boston, they worry about Boston. They're not worried about anybody in the West. And then they get beat by the Warriors. All right, let's keep going. Seymour saying, who will be the leading G scorer tonight? Who will be the leading scorer tonight for the Raptors or for the whole game? As far as things, not LaMelo. I hope it's Pascal Siakam. We'll have to see. Maybe Scottie Barnes will be the leading scorer tonight. That'd be cool. Maybe Gary Trent Jr. Who knows? Fun guy saying, actually, I forgot about the Cavs. Cavs could certainly beat them. 9 catch, Lex, but Philly, no chance at all. Boston owns those teams, Nets and Sixers and Bucks. Okay. All right. Well, that's good info. So you think the Cavs could actually give them a run? Yeah. Okay. Seymour saying OG versus Hayward is what I'm watching. He was talking down on OG last time they met. I think Hayward got hurt and called OG dirty. Well, he's hurt right now, so you won't see that. Hayward is not playing tonight. He's already out. I'll just go over the injuries real quick. Kelly Oubre Jr. and Gordon Hayward are not available for the Hornets today, so we will not see them. Gordon Hayward's just perpetually hurt. So let's not worry about this. Maybe he'll talk trash from the bench. But yeah, that was a whole stupid thing with his wife saying the Raptors were dirty for the thing that happened to him. I think it was Gary that was involved in that, though. He kind of did a little bit of more running over and he kind of stepped on his ankle by accident. And then he got hurt and he missed a bunch of the season because of that. Mike saying Siakam, OG, and Scottie going to eat tonight. Our perimeter defense needs to be tight tonight. Limit their scripted plays. Yeah, and let's just take advantage of their loose and not very fundamental way of playing. LaMelo Ball is just not a fundamental player. He does a lot of risky shit, showy kind of stuff that isn't necessary, is kind of allows for turnovers. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're all about these days. If there's one thing the Raptors are doing really well, that's causing turnovers. And a team like Charlotte should be very susceptible to this. So we should eat them alive with transition and turnovers tonight. I really want to see a blowout because they can't control having the ball. That they just consistently turn it over and lose it to us. And we're down the court and getting an easy basket. Let's see. Monique saying, Delano wants a call up by now. Do it already, please. Yeah, that may be part of the reason why I saw him a little bit being selfish last night in the game. Like maybe he's a little, upset or annoyed that he's still like kind of not getting called up. And like I said, Jeff Dowtin has been recently. In some ways, he may be looking at that as something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much about Delano's head. I just want to see him be successful. And Nick Nurse, play him on the main roster. All right, y'all. I'm going to finish things up, get this done before 90 minutes. Thank you for joining me today for the preview. Real quick, once again, Kelly Oubre and Gordon Hayward out for the Hornets. Otto Porter Jr. out for us. The referees for the 9:05 game in Mississauga are Cheryl Flores, Julian Scott, and Kaz Beverly. The referees for the Raptors game in Scotiabank Arena, Pat Frayer is the crew chief, Kevin Cutler is the second ref, and Tyler Merkovich is the rookie third ref. So, Raptors, like they said, watch the three-pointers, look for those turnovers. You can get them. We can win the rebounding battle. If we can win the shooting battle overall, shoot better, field goal percentage, get more field goal attempts. Those things will all help. Of course, limit our turnovers as we have and make them have a lot. Win the points in the paint. These are all great battles to win. And I also want to see an increase, once again, in your connectivity and getting assists off each other and playing off each other to get better high percentage shots that are easier for each other. That was a big difference in that Portland game, is y'all were getting easier shots because you were playing off of each other. So continue that trend tonight also. And hopefully y'all can win this first game against Charlotte. And then we'll come down there on Thursday. If y'all are interested to go in the game with me, I will be going the game on Thursday and sitting in the gondola for $108, I think, each ticket. Well, all of us can go, as many of y'all want to, because the whole gondola is open. And these are tickets directly from the Raptors, not resale with an uptick in the price. And there's food provided in our own bathroom. So it's a very, very cool kind of setting. It's like a skybox, except it's bigger and we can all be in there together, kind of cool, having fun and stuff like that. So if you're interested, Thursday at the Columns in Jurassic Park, that's where we'll be meeting around 4:30 or so, 5. I'll get the exact time the day of, just kind of in relation to when the building's opening. If you want to go to that game with us, you are totally welcome to. If you're in Toronto and you just want to meet us down there, we'll get you the tickets and we'll get in there. All right, Blackhawks saying Raptors need to get up their streak on. That's right. Let's get this streak going. Let's get it started and let's keep going. Streak right through this week of 4 games every other day. Homestand, Portland, Charlotte, Atlanta. Let's do it. Let's get all 4 of them. We have got the first one. Let's get the second one tonight and take them game by game. As Pascal said, we just got to take everything game by game and just do our best. Seymour saying the streak needs to be long, like a dirty boxer. Fun guy saying, let's go. All right, y'all. Let's go Raptors.